60 years ago, the Jewish nation lived through one of the greatest miracles since the crossing of the Red Sea. On June 6, 1967, we were 3 million Jews surrounded by 100 million Arabs and 5 nations, each one with advanced weaponry, each one spending on average 4 times as much dollars on armaments and equipment as did the state of Israel. Surrounded on every side, the danger was beyond description. And by the way, keep in mind, the USSR at the time invested tremendous resources, energy, and effort to build up both Syria and Egypt. Syria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the surround on every side, 100 million Arabs, and miraculously, the 6-day war was won not in 6 days, it was effectively won in 6 hours. The might of the Arab nations really relied on air power. The Egyptian Air Force was by far the most advanced, and in the first 6 hours of the war, Israel bombed the Egyptian Air Force on the ground, basically decimated. A few planes left, but most of the Egyptian Air Force was wiped out. Not only did we win that war, we took the Golan Heights from Syria, and we took the Sinai Desert, and we became instantly the weak little David who beat the Goliath. It was a miracle of beyond description. There was an article in Time magazine after the war. The Egyptians understood that the Israeli Air Force was pretty close to the Egyptian air bases, and one of the dangers might be that the Israelis might bomb the Egyptian air bases. So they created decoy hangars. So every plane had a hangar and a decoy hangar. Therefore, if the Israelis bombed, they had a 1 in 2 chance of hitting the hangar with the plane. After the war, they saw almost every hangar that had a plane in it was a direct hit. Almost every hangar that had no plane was left untouched. If you'd like to understand some of the miracles of the time, West Point is the Ivy League of American war colleges. And the seniors were given a project, plan the taking of the Golan Heights. This was a few years after the war. They were given maps, given the armaments of the Israelis, the positions, the Syrians. And after a few weeks, they came back to the professor and said, sir, based on the strength of the Syrian enforcements, and based on the weakness of the Israeli troops, based on the sheer height of the cliffs, there is no strategy for taking the Golan Heights. It can't be done. The professor looked at their point and agreed with them, but it was done. We took the Golan Heights and took the Sinai Desert. We beat this mighty 5 armies, and we lived through one of the greatest miracles imaginable.